Okay, so we have a table, we have a subject on the table. I already connected subject, our coffee maker, to power outlet. Okay, the cord is behind it because I needed to show it in action. Okay, and I positioned it about 45 degrees from the camera. Camera is here. I'm going to use large format camera. Okay, with a macro lens, 120 millimeters macro lens, Schneider macro lens. And well, the settings, shutter speed, all this, it basically not really related, but it's maximum 500 of a second shutter speed, f11 for this lens. But again, when you will be shooting with 35 millimeters or with different lens, it may be quite different values. I shoot at specific depth of field, specific aperture to get whole subject in a focus. Okay. And let's build the light and stop, because I'm not starting from shutter speed, I'm not starting from aperture, never happened like this. I start from creating a look, okay, the look that I have in my head. If you've seen other courses, like beautiful course from Team Co for major project, you'll see how other photographers like Tim starts from visualizing the concept, creating a clear picture, digital picture, then it can be printed, of what it's gonna look like. For me, it's a little bit different. I put everything in my head, because again, it's not a real advertisement shot. For real advertisement shot, probably the art buyer will have some good ideas of how it should look like, and either together or it will be brought to photographer or created together with a photographer. That visualization should be there. For me, it's here in most cases, because I shoot educational materials most of the time. So I just need to see it on the on the tethered screen. Okay. So we have two sides, completely glossy, two sides of this coffee maker. We have front side, which is glossy as well. I'm not going to start from creating reflections on it. What I want to do, I want to create a spot, well, the reflection, which will separate our subject from the background. Okay, this is kind of first thing I do. I kind of making, like clipping it out from the background, because now if I shoot, it will be completely dark. Okay, and to do this, we can do following thing. Okay, so you see top and you see front, right? And at given angle, okay, at given angle, and reflective glossy surface of our shooting, basically on the table, right? You can guess, it's easy to guess that according to law of reflection, it will come from this area, whatever is here. Maybe not this paper, but it can be a wall behind it, it doesn't matter. But the idea that reflection from the camera, reflection from the table will go from this area, okay? So this is why I have here, I have there, let me show you, you probably don't see it. So just believe me, what I have there is exactly this same light. The light with reflector, this is broncolor pulsar head, and I have a reflector there with a honeycomb grid, okay? This is the simplest way to create a spot, nice gradient, circular gradient spot, okay, on any surface. And there are other ways. For example, usually I prefer to use something like Fresnel lens. Okay, this is optical attachment with a Fresnel lens. For the same head, it can be used. However, there are plus and minus drawbacks, and the good thing about this. The good thing that it has really nice transition, really smooth gradient from bright middle to dark outer space from this spot. This is plus, but minus is that it requires much more energy to transmit same brightness to whatever we project in this spot, meaning that it reduces the amount of light which head will fire by I don't know how many stops, but it's a lot. Comparing to 70-degree reflector, standard reflector for broncolor with a honeycomb grid. Honeycomb grid with reflector produce much more light on the same power settings. The output from that will be more than from this. And because I already did the shot, I know that even 32, well, around 3000 watt second may not be enough for that light, for given aperture, f11, ISO 50 and stuff like this. So I'm using the spot with honeycomb grid instead. So let's turn light. Okay, let's turn light. Put on it, let me tell you how much. 800 watt second, and you see the spot, right? You see the spot. And let me switch to our tethering window, so you'll see everything, okay? Already. And let's do a first shot. I have here connected to the camera, attached to the camera, to Cambo Ultima D, Cambo Ultima D, a large format camera, great camera. I think it's basically same league as CNR P3 camera, so it's really great. All geared movements. It's beautiful for product photography. And I have Hasselblad H39 digital back, 39 megapixel digital back, and using focus software to tether it on the computer, and that's what you see, what we are getting. Okay, you see one light, right? One light, and already we're getting some reflection. We have reflection on the bottom of our table, right? You see how it looks like. Let me bump up power 2 times to 1600 watt second, so you'll see a little bit more, a little bit better. Okay, so now we see that this is the contour. I'm not sure about the word in English, but there is a contour, right, at the bottom. That spot which we get in reflection on the glossy plexiglass, right? And we also have some reflection on top of our coffee maker. Same idea, same angle, and reflection from that source. So awesome, it's a good start. And by the way, that's reflection from the glossy parts, right? Same reflection from the spot, because it's the surface in parallel with the shooting table. So same spot get reflected. That's awesome. Now, let's move to next step. Let's start from highlighting probably the most interesting part of it, this side, right side of our coffee maker, which will be visible on the camera. This side won't be visible, this will be. And let's do our kind of easy way. I have a strip box here, right? Nice, so I'm pointing strip box, light number 4. Let me turn on light number 4. Okay. And do a shot. Oops, I need a cock shutter all the time. That's not convenient, so I'm looking forward to replace Copal shutter with electronic shutter. There is a relay, there is a Schneider, and Sinar. But Sinar, I think, works only with Sinar backs. Anyway, so boom, we got something. What did we get? We got lots of light and reflection on that glossy surface. And this is direct reflection from our strip box. And we can move it. Oops, of course, we can move it. We can play, by the way, a little bit change and it turns completely dark, right? It still fires. You see the position of that light, right? Do you see the position? Right? It sits here, but it's completely black because it's a mirror. It's a mirror here. And if we miss the reflection, it looks like reflection coming from here. We cannot highlight it with our softbox. Just because, well, it's not diffusing any light. It gets you direct reflection from particular place in around the shooting area. You're getting direct reflection. It's not diffused. It's quite different. Again, this is advanced course. I'm not going to cover, the idea of in the difference between matte surface and glossy surface. Go to level 1 and level 2 courses. It's covered there really well. So we need to do something. And of course, we can find the right position for this to get a reflection. By the way, with view camera, I can always look like this, putting myself behind the lens because there is no viewfinder, or I can always use live view for this. Okay, but we're not going to use live view right now, just because it will be easier to shoot it directly. I'll do more shots for you. Okay, so we get in reflection, but it doesn't look nice, and it just white surface, right? You see? No, you don't see. Let me make sure that you see it. Okay, so the last shot, we get in completely white surface. If you'll check, it will be probably blown out. Yeah, highlights. So if you turn highlights, you see it partially overexposed, partially not. But the problem that it doesn't look glossy at all. It doesn't look glossy to us. To make it look glossy, we need to do two things. We need to make sure there is this bright area and there is a dark area. And because it's flat, we also may need to add some nice gradient. So 3 things to make it look nice: bright, black, and a gradient. How do you create gradient? You know it. You know it. Of course you know it. You should know it. We're using diffuser and we place it between our light and subject. And with our light we create a gradient on the diffuser. Okay? So this is what I'm going to do.